Well, it's been a little bit. Look what I found. This is next on the chopping block. Do I need this? No. But it was $10 on Facebook Marketplace. Says it's got compression. We shall see. I've gambled on stupider things. But anywho, I've got a deck that we don't get that much snow here, but when we do, it's not very fun to shovel off all that snow. And the rubber paddles, I know, because my dad had one of these, are going to be safe for that. So this would be great for getting snow off the deck. And for $10, I thought, well, it'd make a good video. See if we can get it going. Well, I think step one, I ain't for sure. I did pull, well, I'll show you. Oh. It definitely has compression. And I did see the paddles turned with the motor, so the belt must be connecting the two. So there's that. Anywho, gotta get this cover off so you see what's going on. And, I'm guessing it's those screws right there. Let's find out. Let me see this thing. I guess I'll take this cover off first. Nah, you could reach it with a screwdriver. I already got the other side off. I'm not gonna make you watch me turn this every little bit, but how's it? Well, maybe I am. It's not gonna fight me the whole way. The other side of the metal clip fell out. Going out of there. Nope. No, I won't cooperate. Oops. Huzzah. Give. Oh. Alright. Did we succeed? Yes. Oh, is there a third one? Yeah. Come on now. Oh, I think there is. Ew, something was wet in there. Oh. Is there? Well, yeah. Hold on. Also, not that great that I brought this into the house and there's acorns and stuff falling out. Hope I didn't inadvertently bring a rancid, mousy mouse in here. What the hell is that? What kind of... Oh, what is happening in my house? Third screw removed, and what do we got? Yeah, vintage. Oh, nasty. Well, let's get it up on the workbench and have a looky-loo-loo. Well, bonus. I thought this thing was frozen rusted. Nah, it's a push and twist situation. My dad's Toro was a just grab and twist, so good. One more thing that ain't broke. Belt actually doesn't look bad. I mean, it's a little dirty, but it's not frayed. It's got some flexi flex to it. Well, we'll see. I think this is going to annoy me to death, getting access to that. I think it's these 4 bolts. One there, one down here. Same on the other side. And this whole whoopity schnutz comes off. Let's see if that works. Well, I had to go and say something, didn't I? But it looks good. Yeah. Every time you say it, it comes not true. Well, now it's a whole deal. Taking this cover off because we're gonna have to change the belt. I mean, probably not to play with it. There's no snow. At least to start it, I don't maybe think I got to, but it might explode. We'll find out. But it's got to come off one way or the other to look under there and I replaced the belt. I would imagine if you tried to buy the belt as a part from some place online for this machine, it would cost 3 times as much than if you just go over to Tractor Supply or Rural King and find the belt on the shelf by holding it up to the proper measured thing. Anyway, we'll find out. Here's what that looks like. Well, more kind of good news. Spins freely. Huh? Right? There's no slop on the bushing or bearing on the other end. Yeah, I'm getting this thing off. I think I said I knew how to do it. I don't know. Somehow I got to get access to that carburetor the easiest way possible, so I'm going to keep scheming and see what I can get. God, look at that dirty thing. I guess I need to clean it up too. I don't know, but I think I might know. Right? This belt, you can tell by the wear, if this belt went this way to fling up snow and shoot it out there, it's pulling that way against the belt, right? So this would be lefty tighty, righty loosey, backwards. I'm gonna put a socket on here, hold on over here and see if I can unscrew that, because I think we have to take that out in order to get this stuff out of the way of the carburetor the easiest way, I think. I'm gonna keep scheming on that. No, my latest thinking and looking, let's take this off. This one and this one. There's one down here that holds on the I don't know what you call it, wear plate. Anyways, those three, and then I think this whole thing slides off like that with the, you know, the back of the chute. It leaves the shaft there on these bigger pieces of metal, and I think that will be plenty to give us access to get into that carburetor. So we're gonna try that on both sides and see if we can't remove this whole thing again. Let's get going. Wait a minute. I'm breaking my own rules. You don't do all this work before you test for what? Compression, spark, fuel. So we don't need to get to the carburetor because I skipped compression and spark. Well, I mean, I did. I pulled the handle. I know it had compression because I can feel it. But we need to test for spark too, because, well, thinking out loud here. Do I need to? Right now? I mean, I guess could, but I think if it doesn't have spark, I think it's got points underneath the flywheel. All right. Well, let me pull the spark plug out and we'll test for spark real quick, and only for a sec. First. Well, there's no free lunch. You know that. This thing. Carriage bolt. Yeah, no. One of these dirty bastards. And of course, the head spins around in the hole, so it's rusted. It won't come out. Just my whole life. Well, you're in the way, camera. Sorry. That took a drop of effort. Pain in the butt. You know, sadly, the funny part is I'm so cheap. You know that's going back in. Maybe. If I have one in my scrap bin, I'll put a new one in. We'll see. Why was that though? I guess that's just bunged open to where it's not square anymore. I guess I'll attempt to beat this back into a little better shape and strength. Seemed like I remember my dad's Toro. The same thing happened. It was split down here and he had to put a steel bar across there to reinforce it. I don't know. This is not going to be used heavy duty. It's like rare, occasional, and only for a second. So I'm not too worried about it, but anyway, back to the plan. Let's get this out of the way of the carburetor. What kind of sadist invented this thing? It's just, you gotta take off the idler frickin' pulley. Just questioning whether that was a smart idea. Huzzah! Could use an extension or just skin my knuckles off, which is just as fun. Now I'm going to immediately drop this nut inside. Oh, I didn't. I'll be dipped. Get out of here. Now, are we getting close? Would you just... Oh. There can't be any more. That's all there is. Well... Oh, yeah, no. Okay. This should be it, except for I gotta take the handle, the change direction handle thing off, because it's either two nuts and bolts down here or one nut up there, and then the whole thing slides, you know, out of the dashboard, for lack of better or whatever call it. Anyway, hold on. Well, that was something. Jeez. So basically, should be it, right? Give. No. No, no, no. What else is there? No. Is there something else? Nippy fit. Oh no, no. Oh, you devil. I failed to see the geometry. I don't know that that will let that out of there. Oh, you devil. Well, just. I guess we're back to taking this thing off. Then it'll come out. Well, I guess we're going to test our theory to see if that is backward. I hate to use an impact on it. I don't want to bust this thing. I'll try to use an adjustable wrench. Let me think again. If that's pulling it that way, right? And that would be lefty, tighty, righty, loosey. I don't know if I can get enough. How am I gonna get enough grab on that to? Oh God! I guess I'll have to bear hug it or something. Strap wrench? No, I don't want to squeeze real hard on these paddles. Well, I guess the guy could use an impact wrench. It would probably be the safest. Alright, hold on. I hate it when I'm too stupid to wear gloves. Why? I'm gonna go get my hands cleaned off, get a socket and impact gun, and come right back. I'm back. You guys are supposed to tell me this is a dumb idea, right? So this way, the belt pulling that way would tighten this pulley on the shaft. I can see the thread, so it is threaded. So it must be lefty tighty, righty loosey. So I guess we'll just give it one. I win. It didn't like it, but I didn't break it. Well, this is done spiraled out of control. That's what it's done. Guess what that accomplished? If you said nothing, you're right. Except making this big pile of corroded aluminum, which is nice. My latest theory is there's 2 bolts down there that hold this on. That's all that's left. And then I theoretically can pull this whole the roller out this way because the pulley's off of that end now. Then this piece will move. See that? Oh, you can't see it because my dumb arm's in the way. See that shape of that piece? Well, it has a notch that goes under there. You can't get it out. You can't slide it out. So yeah, no. All right. 2 bolts, I think, and then this paddle driver thing will come out, and then this will slide out of the way, and we should have total access to the engine and carb. What a pain. All right, going. Moment of truth. Is this gonna get it? Nope. Yay. What else is... Oh, there's one more. Hold on. Got this little one right there. Just... Yeah. Now moment of truth. Come on. Either one. What? No. What? No. What? But how? Oh, God. Oh, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we have liftoff. No. Howdy bell. Oh, things happening. Well, how do you like that? So that comes off. Look at this gack all. What is that, a mouse's head? No, I'm kidding. Well, some plastic bag is what that felt like. This doesn't seem like it would belong in there. Am I wrong? I don't think that's factory. Okay, it's happening. What's up? Yes. Is there more friends on this end? This guy was a big fan of, let's see here, string and fishing line and twine and just, well, we'll get that off later. We're on a mission. Get this giant octopus. Here it goes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Look at that. Would you look at that? Engine time. Get this out of the way. Will this, does it have anything to sit on anymore? Or just gonna end in abject failure? Oh, barely. Balances, but yeah, now we can access stuff. All right, let me get cleaned up, get this junk organized, and start back at it. Well, at least now we can jam our eyeballs onto whatnot's in here. So this thing was loose. I actually was like, why is that loose? And I pushed it down, which snapped it on, and now of course I can't get it off. Yeah, and to keep the thing from tipping over, I just snipped some vice grips on there for weight. That seems to be doing the job. So this thing was, see, now I'm gonna break it, which is dumb. That's how it was, just doodly-doo. So I'm gonna take this screw out. Hopefully there's enough movementy in the choke mechanism that I can then get that Z-bend out of here, take this cover off. Well, what am I telling you for? Why don't I just do it? Well, because you're in the way. Let me see if I can, is there any way to, maybe? No, scoot over. Hot. Oh, you dirty bastard. You gonna strip? Oh, I thought it was gonna strip out, but it didn't. All right. Is it a sheet metal screw, or is it not gonna go falling? Because usually it's whatever the worst scenario is, that's what it is. But hey, that was a sheet metal screw. We can live with that. All right, Dan. Come on out of there. Don't be scared. You can do it. Oh. And extra bonus, the butterfly choke valve is not frozen. Look at this thing. I was looking at this. Looked at a couple YouTube videos other people had on this, trying to find out something. Actually, I wanted to see how the Sno Burst thing worked. I didn't see anybody actually operate it to hear an RPM difference. I guess it's supposed to be like a throttle. Look at this goofy spring arrangement. I just don't know how that survived the ages, but that's what it looks like. Anyhow, what's under the bonus cover here? That's fine. What? It doesn't come off that? Yeah, it does. Oh. You don't need air cleaner. What for? Because oh, see, now I see. So I did see one guy disassemble this and talk about it. Now I see the problem. You see the problem? What kind of goofus? In order to get the carburetor off, you have to take the carburetor itself, the parts apart, in order to get access to the bolts behind it in order to unscrew it. What kind of goofy backwards? Anyway, I gotta assess what to do, because this would be the point where I think a guy would check for spark. Let me at least, I think I already know there's no fuel in it, but let's find out. Come on. Don't get. Oh, don't you pour gross out of here. Nope. I rebel. I will not come easily. Oh, there's some deliciousness coming. Oh yeah, here we go. Watch out. So that came squirting out of there. I think it's still, I don't smell anything. So I think it's water. Did it quit? Yeah, that's a great sign. I'm pretty darn sure that that is water. And I think it quit draining too, but I'm gonna jam it up here high to where it's I'm gonna get on the rest of my stuff. Alright. Well, I don't know that you gotta watch every second. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's not going to be very entertaining. I think I'm gonna have to do exactly what that other feller did. Take off all 4 screws to get access to that nut, barely. Take off this cover, which I think he called the galley. Is that what you call that? I don't know. To get access to the other nut. Then we can get the carburetor off and clean it all up. Yeah, I'm just gonna, this is the wrong order of things as I mentioned before, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna get the carburetor off, even though I haven't checked for spark, just because it's up here on the bench and already conveniently at the right height for doing it. So, now wait a minute, what are those bolts for? Do those hold the carburetor onto the plate? If that's true, let's just do that only. Yeah. Let me see. This thing's been a goofy mixture of standard and metric. Is that the right size? I think. Claims it's 8mm, but believe it? Is it really 8? Or, well, it doesn't matter because they cracked loose, so I guess it won't strip them now. If this is the whole carb, then that'll be just fine. Let's hope so. Oh, it is. Well, just wait a minute. There's nonsense underneath. What's this? How do we deal with that? Plastic dingamading-ding. How does it come off of there? Does it come off of? Oh. Circlip. Well, what kind of sicko? Yeah. The other video, I don't know, actually it wasn't a video, I think it was a forum that talked about it, said this thing's very difficult to get off, this little circlip. So let me battle with that. I think it's gonna, well, I guess you can watch. Here's my plan. Be the one. Be the one. Don't press too hard. Oh, would you look at that? Every once in a while you get a little treat. Alright. Whoop, whoop. You're supposed to remember how that went for later. Alright. Wool. Alright, since that's off, and we can fool with that later, I'm going to get this unit off of here onto the floor, get the spark plug out, test the spark plug, and hopefully test for spark. If that's the case, well, I guess we'll get to cleaning the carburetor. Step 1, start with the wrong tool. Yeah. Huzzah. Okay. Get out of the way. Let me see this thing. Oh. Yeah, looks like a spark plug. Let me see this thing. Well. Alright. You watching? You watch for me. The ignition is on. Oh, I can see it from here. See it? Can you see it? Well, of course you can, because it's Murphy's Law says I'm going to fall directly behind. Well, now can you see it? Yeah, you saw it. All right. Wow. I guess it's time to clean the carburetor. And I guess I'll clean the spark plug. Give me that thing. And see if she'll chooch back to life. Oh, so you can't do everything in the right order in this thing. I don't even remember what I've done. Did I even test compression officially? I don't remember. But anyway, I'm going to clean the carb out. But I guess before you don't want to do any extra work, right, on these old machines, because then you end up doing it for nothing if the engine is broken. But in this case, since it's all the way apart, in order to put it back all the way together, to fix, little cracks and bends and all the stuff like that, and a belt, which luckily I had in my stash, you don't want to take it all the way back apart again. So it's out of order again, but I guess I'm going to fix these little dents and things and try to tighten up the ship before reassembly. I can't remember off the top of my head if I tested for compression. I don't think I did. I think I just felt it when I pulled the cord, but I didn't actually test it. I guess I ought to do that. I'm pretty sure I remember testing for spark. Well, let's hurry up and do that real quick. And then it's just down to fuel, which I already sprayed off the outside of this car, but I haven't cracked it open to see what's, in the inside, see how the diaphragm looks. So let's proceed. It's here. I'm sitting here. I'm gonna do the carburetor first. So yeah, just got all the diaphragms and goodies off. Everything looks pretty good. It needs cleaned in the inside. There was some varnish and gack, and the little whoopity schnutz fuel filter needs to get cleaned and squeezed back down into that hole. It was pretty filthy, but I mean, it maybe would have worked. But the problem is this diaphragm. This is supposed to pulse with the engine pulse to go in and out, and you can hear how crispy it is. Well, I can't do it with one hand, but hear that? It has no flexibility left, so I have to see. I'll check my carburetor stash. Maybe I get lucky, you never know, and find one, but that's probably not gonna pulse fuel. We'll find out. Let me check the stash. If I have one, it's all set. Get this thing cleaned up and figure it out. Okay, carburetor gasket kit, rebuild kit thingamathing, $6.99, 1 day delivery on Amazon. The costs are spiraling out of control. Now this thing's total cost is $17. Just anyway, here's what I'm gonna do. I never did like this. I just looked up the name for it. Scraper bar. Ha, yeah. Well, on this machine, the solid metal, well, strong structural metal parts are only on the ends. There's nothing supporting this middle, so it's not surprised it's got this crack going up it. I was thinking about trying some of those Alumaweld brazing rods, clean that up, hammer it flat, try to cut that notch a little bit more, deepen it, clean it, and then try that brazing rod on there. I think it would work perfect for that application. Anywho, then I'm also thinking, since this slides under here, right, and somebody wore the old one out, ran this edge up, I guess, on concrete, it looks like. It's rough and uneven. So I'm going to bang these little dents out with a hammer, try to fix that crack, bang this flat, try to braze it, then see if I have in my steel metal stash a flat bar. I'm hoping I can get 1/8 of an inch thickness and sandwich it in here so that this will have some strength going across here, much more than it did originally, without affecting the shape or height of anything. You know what I mean? The scraper bar will still be on the bottom, so the only thing that will run on the wooden boards of the deck, this one's starting to degrade, but it's tolerable. Probably plastic. I'll probably melt that plastic weld, melt that, just to be sure, because I'm not buying a new one. This is going to be rare use. Anyway, the point is, I don't want anything to tear up the wood boards, decking boards. So I think since it's only rubber paddles and this plastic bar that'll be pushing along the wood, you know, nothing's going to tear up the wood itself or the finish on it, the stain that's on the deck, sealant, whatever. So that's what I want to do. While I wait for that kit to get here tomorrow, I'm going to bang this thing into better shape and see if we can't fix on it. Alright, beat on it good, right, and proper. See how that's, I mean, you can squeeze it and it'll pop back together. But it's flat now. I hope that was supposed to be, but this circle looks like maybe it was intended to be indented. Well, yeah, too late, I already smashed it. Anyway, I bet it was like that. Although, I don't know how you can account for that, because the bar has no different thickness in the middle than the ends, so I don't quite see how that would make sense. I don't know. But if I didn't explain, right, this slips on here, which, hold on, I can't operate the camera. God blast it. Not wanting to cooperate. Oh, that's because I'm doing it wrong. Hold on, don't panic. Alright, right? It slips on like that. So the way I sees it, on this side, there'd be room for an 1/8 of an inch steel strip to run along here to give it strength, to sort of stretch between the end piece mounts and make it good and solid. So I have a piece. I went and found scrap 1/8 inch steel. I'm just going to do that and call it a day. That should give it a lot more strength. But I am, now that I just put dirt in it again, I cleaned this with, scrubbed it with a brush and carb cleaner on both sides. Then I scrubbed it with acetone a couple times, let it dry. I'm going to drill this so the crack won't continue to go up there, and then get some of that aluminum brazing rod. Just see what happens. I can't break it. Well, I could break it worse than broke, but we're going to try it anyway. Okay, see if it works. I have brushed that with stainless steel brush. I brushed this with stainless steel. I have MAP gas, which is, you know, a little hotter than propane. Oh, find out. I guess this spot right here really should get the most heat. That poured down there and got a little thick. Probably have to give it a little melting action, but I mean grinding action is what I'm trying to say. Ah! That actually worked better than I thought by a lot. Because I'm pretty sure that looked to me like I have played with this stuff before, and that sure looked to me like it's stuck way out past the crack. Find out. And good, being as aluminum transfers heat so well, I didn't really have to worry about melting the plastic up here. Perfect. Now, is there any way I can orient this to get this side to try to... I don't like that. Hold on. Regroup. Alright, try some more. Stainless steel brush, Alumaweld rod. Let me give the rod itself a quick. All right, see what happens. I can do any more than that. I think from previous, experience that that'll work pretty good. I didn't really want to close that hole. I didn't want to have to remark it and figure it out. And I think we'll bang that flattish, will be all right, but the crack can't propagate. That was the main thing. Yeah, I'll have to do some grinding on that bulge. No problem. I think that'll do her. I don't know. I could try clamping it. Maybe that would be a good idea. Let me think. We're gonna try that nonsense out. See if we can't do something. But the camera won't fit in here, so hold on. That ought to work. It's kind of ugly, but I haven't ground it yet. That's just, I went and re-smoothed it. I'll drill that hole again. I'd rather have it all be super solid than not. So I think we're good. Let me grind on that and polish it. Noise alert. Yes. Yes. More. Well, that just, if I didn't say it worked way better than I ever would have thought. It's strong. I gotta drill that hole, but who cares? Anyway, side note, I'm always harping on it. I'm telling you, clean up your shop. You'll be so much happier. I've gotta get ready for carburetor rebuild tomorrow when that kit gets here. And well, you just, in between operations, you gotta clean everything up, put it back away, vacuum, wash it down, no dirt. You'll be happier. Keep your shop clean. Well, would you look at that? One day later, I don't care who you can argue about politics and rant and COVID and supply chain. I don't care. Point is, it's still pretty snazzy that for $7 you can get a whole new replacement gasket set kit, filter screen, needle, and delivered in a day. $6.99. Amazing. Well, this is too interesting not to show you. I've never seen one like this before. So you got this little, well, I wanted to show you two things. One, you can just see how flexible this one is now compared to the old one, right? This one, it's totally crispy. But wasn't this kind of cool? This one goes on first. Boop, boop. You can see that because the cover here, right? You can see the indentation of that little groove. That goes on first. Then this one, you have to hook the little needle thingy. I have never seen that before in my life. Weird, huh? Verifying it's hooked. It is. Anywho, I don't see any reason this car won't get the job done after this. We'll find out. Carburetor reassembly time. Boop boop. Well, I mean, it's assembled. I gotta put it on here. I'm just gonna time lapse that. You saw me take it off. It's not a rocket appliance here. I'm gonna take the C-clip off. Put it on there like that. Oops. Wait. No. Hold on. Don't panic. Like that. Rotate it around this way. These screws hold it on. Then hook up the throttle linkage and screw it back down, and bada bing. Alright. Hold on. Why didn't you guys tell me? I needed to free up that cable. Got all that back together, and now it works fine. Took some heating and beating and nonsense. And then you didn't tell me I got to put this cover on first. Then you didn't tell me I got to clean out the fuel tank, connect the fuel line, and all that nonsense before I put this cover on and start assembling, because you can't get to any of it. All right, I'm going. Yeah, I know. I need a muffler paint intervention. I just can't stop myself. Come on, you can't tell me that doesn't make you happy. Back at it. What have we done? Took the fuel tank off, wiped it down, checked for leaks. I didn't see any that I could find anyway. Flushed the fuel system out, then put it back in here and hooked up the carb. That's it. I think it's ready for reassembly, so I'm gonna start jamming parts back on there. It's amazing how much stuff sucks time, right? These little things. If someone just had done maintenance over the years, but nope. Anyways, tank is remounted, fuel line's flushed. I said all that. This is snapped on the way it's supposed to be. The choke mechanism functions as it should. The Sno Burst, which I don't even know what that means, but whatever, it functions. I gotta drill this hole out. That's what I did. I put the wear strippy thingy-ma-thing on there, on my new, brazed aluminum what, and get that hole drilled, and then I think I can continue the assembly. Well, that wasn't bad. I used this little file, filed that square, no problems. Did it relatively easily. Check it out. All right, then. Well, I'd like to be able to show you what I'm doing, but this thing's flopping all around in front of me, and, well, I'm not that good of a camera person. Anyways, this thing is just flopped on there because that notch, see over there? Notch, that's the only way you can get it in there. Right? And then just put this back through where it came from, and there's a nut on the back side. That's it. So, got that done. Things are looking good. I'm going to start putting nuts and bolts in. You've already seen the process, so let me get the bolts that I can get in. Then I think we got to put the roller paddle of my thing on there. And it's, well, I don't have to put it pulley till the end, really, because it's accessible. And then it'll have a new belt. Let's get going with that. So I'm going to put these 3 bolts there in, tie things together, and then I guess I'm going to slide the paddle thingy in there and remount this with its bolts and see what's next. Updates. Everything so far went back as expected. Just keep looking for holes, just kept figuring out where bolts needed to go. Hook the chain up behind. The belt going on was no problem. Same thing with the metal plate over here. Pay attention, there's bolts in there. Just make sure every hole is filled. All the bolts are tight. So everything's back on. The paddle's back on. It's tied to the engine. The end plates are back on. So things are going good. And all these pulleys moved freely. I oiled them. But yeah, I impact drove that back on too, so that should be tight. continuing with the assembly. Okay, where did we get to? Things are looking pretty good. This is just sitting on here, but everything else is mostly mounted. Check it out. The wear bar looks fantastic. Let me tip it over so you can see it. Weld looks good. Bolt tightened right up, and I am cheap enough. I did reuse that one that I slotted, but I used it somewhere non-critical up there, so that should be good. The paddles miss it. I got the plug back in, so there's lots of compression I'm fighting, but you can see nothing rubs. I can't, and I can tell it needs paddles. I hate to spend on such a thing though, but might have to. We'll see. I guess we'll know if it comes apart, then I'll feel real dumb when I smash this. Hey, maybe I'll just sell this one, and then it's somebody else's problem. After a couple years, it'll blow up on them. But if they get a couple years out of it, then we'll all feel good about ourselves. Anyway, let's pretend that's not a thing. I'm pretty good about not losing hardware. I think somebody else lost it before, and that's here, but meow. We need a nylock nut, because that's what's on the other side, and it makes sense to pin that over there. So that's it. The rest of this stuff is bits and pieces that hold the cover on. I'm not going to try to plastic weld the little nubbin back on there, whatever. I don't really care if that is super duper solid. I mean, it's going to flop around a bit, but we'll tighten up the ship the rest of the way here, and we'll try to start it. Wow, there's nothing left but to try it. The manufacturer's website said, because I didn't trust it when I cleaned the carburetor, those screws were way out. According to Walbro, you start with one full turn out, and that's supposed to be on the rich side. Secondly, take out the smoke alarm battery or else it's gonna scream. Oh. Now how can I get you over here so I can be over there? All right, Dan. Safety shoes, check. Key on. Let me get some headphones around here. I just had, where did I put it? Because I just set those screws. There it is. My carburetor adjusting screwdriver. Send it. Choke on. Doing great. Seems like she's starving. But hey, it started. Let me do some reefing on this. Hold on. A little richer. Little richer on the idle circuit too. That's what the low is called, at least according to Walbro on this carb. All right. All right. Winter chicken dinner. Hey, look, it's a vent hole too. Smoke's coming up out the carburetor adjustment hatch. Anyway, awesome. It works. I mean, it is what it is for the age it is, but I think it'd paddle some snow. All right. Thanks for watching. Well, wait a minute. Before I bid you adieu, I don't know what happened. You know, you look away and sometimes things multiply. The guy just couldn't leave well enough alone. That's what I wanted originally, was the S200. Same thing. The pair was on Facebook Marketplace for 30 bucks. I offered 20. He said, come get them. He said this one hasn't run in 15 years. He just parked it. Didn't remember why. That one, he said, ran last year, so it'll start. Probably just needs carburetor cleaning. Who knows if any of that's true, but, well, those are future videos. But wait, there's more. Dun, da, da, da. How about that little fella? Huh? My buddy dropped that off, and I said, yeah, that might make a good video. I've never worked on one of those. Supposedly people really like them. We shall see. We know it kicks over. We know it has spark because we fooled with it a little tiny bit to see that much. And the transmission does shift. That was it. Other than that, we know the kickstart's sloppy on the shaft, so something's about to strip out. I don't know, but anyway, future video. All right, again, thanks for watching. We got this fella working. I know I at least got one for the deck if I want that won't tear up the wood. See you next time.